joining us, as promised, right here on Black Sky Radio, Matthew Leitch from the Band of Brothers Extraordinary.
Hello.
Matthew, how are you?
I'm very well, thank you very much.
Let's talk about Band of Brothers. It's been 10 years. How did you get the part? Obviously, everybody auditioned. We've got that from everybody. Was Talbert the guy you auditioned for, or did you just walk into a cattle call and they said, we like to look at this kid because he would be a good Talbert?
No, I'll tell you what happened. I did this film with Peter Youngblood Hills, actually, who plays Shifty Powers. And this casting director was casting bits in Band of Brothers. And he got me in just for a little part. And then I ended up meeting the producers and everybody, and they just kept making me read for different parts. 3, 4, 5 different ones. And in the end, they were all whispering, like, maybe it'd be good for this. So I had to go, I came back like 5 times in one day. And they said, would you read for Talbot? And I said, yes, I would. And they said, do you want to come back tomorrow? And I was like, no, I'm going to do it today. So I went and sat in a toilet in Borders on Oxford Street, learned it, came back, read it, and got the part.
Wow!
I seriously auditioned for about 5 different roles that day.
Well, see, to me, that means that you have superior talent because they had no idea which one that you could be the best for because they wanted you in the movie, no matter what, or the series, no matter what. They just needed to find the right fit for you because they wanted to work with you.
Yeah, I think the guy that was originally going to play Talbot dropped out, and they were like, "Well, we've got this other part. Do you want to have a go at it?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure." The part I originally went for was actually cut out of the series as well. So,
oh my gosh!
I mean, I was just like, like you guys. I was just like, "Dude, I don't care. Just put me. I'll do anything. You know what I mean? I'll be camp truck driver number 7. I just want to be in it." So.
Let me ask you this question before we get further away from this, because you brought up Peter Youngblood Hill's name already.
Indeed, yes.
The movie that you guys worked on, is that AKA? Is that the one?
That would be the one.
Okay, we have a question regarding that movie that I want to get out of the way because none of the rest of them are about this movie. So since we're kind of
I have a feeling I know what it is, but go on.
Well, Jen Lehman wants to know, was Peter a good kisser?
He's very stubbly. Jenna, you can sympathize with me here.
That's what I'm saying. Guys, it's very difficult to explain this to somebody. It's very difficult. It's like, I have girl skin. It's like very fair and soft, and your stubble doesn't go with it.
Well,
I mean, I was 24, and I had girl skin. And it was bad, man. I mean, but I don't know who wouldn't want to kiss Peter Youngblood Hills, but it was like kissing a piece of sandpaper or something.
Is that the question you were anticipating?
It was along those lines, yeah.
Uh-huh.
All right, so you now have the part for Tab Talbert. Now that we've gotten away from itchy faces and kissing boys.
We got that out of the way.
Got it out of the way.
Now we can have our fun.
Yes.
How did you research the part? Because Tab was already, he had already passed away before this got started filming. Did you get your inspiration from other members of Easy Company? Did you actually sit down and research that? You read all the books that Ambrose wrote? How did you research the part?
I did all of that. Of course, we all went to boot camp and all that stuff. I read up everything I could possibly read up about the fella. And just before we started filming, I was contacted by his brother. And we had a big long conversation on the phone, and we had a set of guys actually that you probably know this, but that did a lot of research for us, like historians and stuff, and they just knew everything about every guy, and you could go and speak to them about this stuff, as much as any information I could get,
So what do you find was the most valuable of that information? Anything in particular, or just all of it together?
One thing that stuck out for me, talking to his brother, apart from the fact that I couldn't really speak afterwards, as I was kind of a bit blown away, was that he said whenever Tab thought about something or something was bothering him, he would pull down on his lower lip. And it was just a mannerism he did. And there's a scene just before we go, before the bayonet charge, where Winters is talking to me, and I managed to do it. Like, when he's talking to me, I'm actually kind of pulling down on my lower lip. In fact, there's a few scenes when I'm doing it as well, when I'm trying to get his mannerisms in there,
that's one of those things where you go,
I'm
wow.
like trying not to cry a little
Right.
bit. Like that's really beautiful. That's
It
nice.
really is
You know, the thing is, and you can be it's such a burden. I tell you, it was so weird. I was speaking to this guy, and this guy's so nice, so humble, he's so happy that like his brother's being brought to life again in this thing, and I just think to myself, I am not worthy,
Yeah. Well, in some ways, it's kind of more difficult to be someone who's already existed rather than a character straight from your heart. You know what I mean?
Right,
like
well,
when you go into
exactly,
a role, it's like you have people in this person's life that are watching you.
I had this sort of reverential feeling that this was this great guy and stuff, and his brothers thought he was some hero, and he was just wonderful. And then, which of course he was, but later on when we were all in Paris, they were telling me some story about Tab farting on their faces when they were asleep camping in the barn one time. And I thought, yeah, he's just a typical elder brother.
Well, and I think this is the first time that we've talked to any of the cast members that they actually brought in some of the original mannerisms that they were able to talk about, like the pulling of the lip, and it's really kind of put me off my questions because I'm still trying to picture where else would you go from this to? I mean, how much of your role of Tab Talbert was actual knowledge of his mannerisms versus a character that you felt that you could work into it based on your own experience as an actor?
That's a good question. I just tried not to get in the way, I had all the information, and I knew a little bit about him, and I knew what he looked like, and I knew how he walked from Erskine as well. And then, of course, we had all the dialogue, so I just tried to clear myself completely, Like you might do if you were to look at a mask, if you were doing like mask work or something.
Right.
And just try and inhabit it as simply as you could. I mean, and not get in the way. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
Just be as pure as you can and just say the stuff and try and inhabit it as honestly as I can. And that was the way I found my way into it. In a way, it was kind of easier than trying to, make some theatrical character up that ends up being really hammy. It was a really pure process.
We talked to so many of the people that you were in Band of Brothers with, and it's like every time, I mean, I just have to put this out there, we're just amazed by how much we learn about the process itself. Like, you all went through the same thing, but I mean, everyone's take on it is all quite interesting. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that real quick.
No, you're absolutely correct because
it's not like we hear the same thing week to week. We truly don't.
We never get the same story, regardless how many times our questions sound identical.
Yeah.
It's always completely different.
Well, we had there were very different types of actors that worked on it as well, so they approached it a different way. I mean, have you guys had Frank John Hughes on yet?
Not yet. We're hoping that we can get him on.
Yeah, I think I spoke to Shane Taylor. I had lunch with Shane Taylor today, and I think he's going to sort it out for you, I think.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Oh, that would be
That
cool.
would be amazing.
That would certainly round out, yeah.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, we had Michael Kudlitz on last week, and with the involvement of Frank John and the reunions, I really want to, plus his character was just outstanding.
Well, he's probably still only in about 1984 now, don't you?
Yeah, he hasn't.
He got in seriously deep, man. Like his, Yarnir's son was saying, like, what the hell is with this guy? He thinks he's my dad.
Well, and I think that's the art of a good character actor, but unfortunately, I don't know that he's actually come out of it yet.